President Trump has decided to send in the troops to Portland, Oregon, and Portland's police chief, Bob Day. We're going to look into Bob Day and tell you all about him right now. How's it going, everybody? David Medina here. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. If you're on X, give us a follow, retweet this, like this. It helps us. You guys did that last time, the last two videos, and I really appreciate it. We're located right outside of Portland, Oregon here, just fighting the good fight, trying to save our state, trying to save our country. And man, we feel more motivated than ever, especially after the brutal assassination of Charlie Kirk. We are not stopping, and no amount of threats, no amount of whatever you want to throw at us is not going to stop us, because we truly believe we're doing what God is calling us to do. So join us. If you want to support us, you can go to thatdavidmedina.com, and there's an option for you to support us there, and join us at our upcoming event, Oregon's Turning Point, baby. Let's go. So I wanted to start this. I want to start this video off real quick and just let you guys know I am 100% in support of law enforcement. I'm 100% in support of ICE. I'm 100% in support of, you know, a lot of police officers in Portland, but there's one issue that Portland is dealing with right now, and it's their police chief. I call him their woke police chief. And look, listen, I'm sure Bob Day, Chief Bob Day, is a nice person, right? I'm sure he's got a good side to him. I believe there's good in everybody. I don't care what your political affiliation is. At the end of the day, this is what I told my friend Angela Todd, who we talked a little bit ago on the phone. And I said, look, this is not conservative versus liberal. This is not left versus right. This is literally good versus evil, common sense versus radicalism. That's literally what it is in Portland and in Oregon and cities like it across America. That's what we're dealing with. And this guy right here is not telling the truth. And there's more to him that meets the eye. We're going to tell you, we're going to show you all of that here in just a second. Please share this video. Please like and subscribe. Please get this out there, because people need to hear this, because the average person, let me just tell you something. The average person in Portland or across the, well, if the police chief is saying everything's okay, then I guess everything's okay. You know, Bob Day's going on CNN telling him that the city's in a state of renewal and everything's just great, and Trump is messing all of it up. It could not be further from the truth. Okay, and this is why we exist. Listen, I'm going to tell you what's up. I'm going to tell you what's up. I don't care if it hurts MAGA or if it hurts this side or this side, this side. I'm just going to tell you straight up what the facts are. Okay, and you are being lied. If you live in Oregon or in Portland, you are being lied to by your media. You're being lied to by your politicians, by your Democrat leaders, because that's who's in charge of government here in Oregon. They're in charge of every branch of government. Okay, and you're being lied to by this guy. Let's watch this clip real quick. Chief Day address. And let me just tell you, we have a lot of Portland police officers that follow us, that come up to me at church and in public, that say, hey man, we support you. We support what you're doing. You know, and they've never said anything about Bob Day, because they're good police officers. They're loyal to their chief, which is how it should be. But their chief needs to start telling the truth on things that are going on in the city, and he's not. Look at what he said. He's totally downplaying and minimizing what is going on in Portland. Look at this video from the other day. Check this out.
Is there a myth or a misconception since this news broke that you're like, oh, I just wish people understood this?
Yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is, and it's been highlighted so many times so well, but I just want to emphasize, this is one city block. City of Portland is about 145 square miles. This is one city block. And even the events that are happening down there do not rise to the level of attention that they are receiving. We are seeing this true.
Totally minimizing the problems that Oregon faces. Like I said on Lars Larson today, if he would have just came out and said, hey, you know, I don't think this is warranted to send troops in, but we do have some problems, right? We do have some problems we need to fix. That's not what he's saying. He is saying this is completely uncalled for. There's nothing going on in Portland. And it's going to start to make sense why he's posturing this way. It's going to start to make sense when we reveal what this guy is involved in, and we show you some crime stats in Portland and what the city is dealing with. My gosh, the Portland Timbers and Trailblazers cried out to the city to prioritize public safety. It's not safe anymore. It's not that safe anymore in Portland. Of course, we can go walk around Portland and probably nothing will happen, but that doesn't mean there isn't crime happening. Right. And so the people of Portland need, like, these liberal influencers got to stop. They got to start being honest with what's going on here. But he's completely minimizing what's going on. And I believe it's because he's just a useful pawn of the Democrat leadership in Portland and in Oregon. He's just one of their pawns. And everything is going to start making sense when we start showing all this as we continue this. But I've seen him in city council meetings. Literally like a little bunny, just like really careful how he's talking to the city councilors and being very open-minded. And like, that's not what a police chief should be doing. You should be calling out the problems that are happening in your city and fixing them. But he also can't, because the city and all their legal and their nonprofits tie their hands.
For our society in whole, I'm not going to try and editorialize too much, but these, 30-second, 20-second, 15-second clips that are brought in from months ago or maybe even years ago. We've seen Portland portrayed through the events of the lens of 20 and 21. And what's actually happening in the response that we're seeing both from Portlanders and from the Portland Police Bureau is not in line with that national narrative. And it is frustrating, but we're going to continue.
Yeah, I'm going to stop him on this video right there. We're going to show his appearance on CNN because I don't want this to be a 40-minute video you guys have to sit through. But let me just tell you something. He alluded to it's frustrating that the national narrative and all this kind of stuff. Why don't you go talk to Rene Gonzalez, the candidate for mayor for Portland, who had I think he had his car lit on fire, or something of his was lit on fire. He had threats. He had death threats. I know people in Portland that can't speak out because they'll receive threats from this radical group that has the city hostage. Dude, like, and let me just be real quick. Do I think that federal troops should be sent into Portland because it's so bad and out of hand? Honestly, not really. They should have been sent in 5 months ago when the attacks were really upping. But that doesn't mean that there's not a threat in Portland. And that doesn't mean, like, I feel like Trump's a little late to this, but I still think it's warranted because ICE officers are still getting threatened. They're still getting attacked. And something needs to be done. And I'm glad that they're coming now because it's shining the national spotlight on the problems we have here in Portland and in Oregon. And it's waking people up to what we have to deal with. And it's uplifting people like me and Angela Todd and all the other people that are out here fighting the good fight. We're going on Jesse Waters on primetime Jesse Waters in a little bit. So it's a blessing in disguise, but to sit here and say, oh, it's frustrating and nothing's happening and, we got everything under control. Why don't you be honest about the crime stats that's happening in your city? Why don't you be honest about what the problems that the city, your understaffing of your police department? Why don't you be honest about how your hands, Chief Day, are tied by so much red tape and so many politics that you're unable to do your job as effective as you possibly could? That's what I wish you would just be honest with, brother. Man, I'm a big supporter of you, even though you're just not telling the full truth here. And I want the best for you. I think you should resign. I think we should get someone else in there, but I don't wish ill on you. Okay. So let's go to his appearance. And this is what ticks me off, man. He appeared on CNN. They had him on CNN talking to Scott Pressler's sister right here, Caitlin Collins, And let's listen to what he said.
Hear from you when it comes to, first off, the National Guard being in place. Have you seen them? Do you know what they're doing there?
No, they are not in place at this time. They're receiving some additional training. We believe they'll probably be deployed in the coming days, but they're not in place right now.
Okay, so you haven't seen them in your city?
No.
The word is.
And do you believe?
The word is that they're actually going to be arriving this weekend, October 4th and 5th, somewhere around there, maybe 6th. That's the word. That's the latest word on when they're going to be arriving.
Believe having them there is necessary? Do you need them there?
No, just as you highlighted a moment ago, we're talking about one city block in 145 square miles. Certainly been some challenges down at the facility. Portland Police has been engaged down there extensively over the last 9 months. We've made over 20 arrests ourselves. We've conducting assault investigation.
Let me just stop you. We made 20 arrests ourselves. Do you know the other day, just a week ago, that was their first arrest they made in front of the ICE building since June? And that was after President Trump announced that he was sending in the troops. So don't act like, Chief Day, that you just made this decision to start doing, that you've been doing this all along. No, you haven't made an arrest since June. And this place has been under attack and under protest, rioting and yelling and threats towards ICE officers for a long time. And you guys have done nothing about it. You've done nothing about the ICE officers getting doxxed on flyers around the city. You've done nothing about any of that stuff.
Ongoing. We're working closely with our federal partners, but the facility itself is managed and governed by the Federal Protective Service, and they have responsibility for that. And the incidents you speak of, for example, last night occurring on their property. But Portland is very much engaged. And once again, this is just one small block in a big city that we're trying to manage for all the Portlanders.
And so for people who aren't in Portland, and what we've heard from federal officials describing what they say is the situation on the ground there, you're saying that doesn't align with what you've seen and what your officers have seen.
And of course, CNN's going to try to make the Trump administration look bad. So they're trying. I mean, they are salivating. I mean, before she ate her kale salad before coming on this interview, she was salivating that she had this dude come on because she's throwing him softball after softball, and she knows the answers she's going to get because this guy is really not looking out for the best interests of the city. Is what he's saying all the way false? No, it is a couple blocks, 2, 3. It's actually like 2 or 3 blocks, 2, 3, 4 blocks. But what he should be saying, you guys, he should be saying, look, I don't think the federal troops, it should warrant the federal troops coming in. I don't think they should be being sent in. But at the same time, this has been an ongoing problem. We have a group of radicals in this city that constantly threaten people that don't agree with them, constantly threaten political candidates that are even moderate. Rene Gonzalez was a moderate. He wasn't even like a conservative or anything. He's a moderate. And even he got threatened. And, and what he should be saying is our job is to prevent crime. Our job is to solve crime. Our job is to make the city safe. And we're trying to do everything we can, but we are dealing with a lot of politics. See, he can't say that because then he'll be booted out. Right. And so I just, for time's sake, I mean, Bob Day, you tell me if this starts making sense. This is his business, Reluctant Change. It's a consulting business. This earpiece, I swear, it's literally driving me nuts. I have to adjust it every 10 seconds. Anyways. All right. Let's get back to it. Okay. Reluctant Change, Bob Day's company it's a consulting company. And let me just say, it says this right on the website with his picture next to it. Is your organization wrestling with 21st century challenges from hiring and retention to understanding DEI or the next generation of employees and customers? Bob's keynote will encourage and give some functional tools to help you begin the process of self-awareness and to get it. I'll just add, doesn't say this, but and to check your whiteness at the door. Because that's basically what DEI is. It's reverse racism. So you are better prepared when conflict comes. And again, my job here is not to dunk on Chief Day. He's probably a good person behind, I know a lot of Democrats I completely disagree with, but they're good people, right? They're good people. They're nice to me. They're kind to me. They hear me out. I get it, right? I think we should still have that civil dialogue no matter what we disagree on. So I'm not saying we should be targeting Chief Day and threatening him or anything like that. No, dude, that's stupid. Okay? Because he represents a lot of police officers that maybe don't agree with the way he's presenting this whole thing. Like I said, I've been in city council meetings where he has literally been like he was like a little puppy to the city councilors. And I can see where you're coming from on that, to Angelita Murillo, who's literally Antifa, one of the city councilors of Portland. But I mean, just look at this. You're going to hear this narrative in Portland that crime's down. The city's fine. Everything's great. Yeah. Total crime went down by 1%. And according to this table here, according to this from Ablu Public, right? The crime stats. And then the monthly, I mean, guys, expand on this a little bit. We got producer Eurosan off camera and producer Brandon here. What are you guys seeing with this graph right here?
Yeah, so from the September of last year to September of this year, crime has gone down only 1%. And we see that the crime average in Portland is way above the national average.
So it's gone down a little bit, but it's still really high. I mean, it's still right here it says the Portland crime rates are 204% higher than the national average. So we still have a lot of crime. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've heard of a shooting. I've heard of that's almost like a daily basis where we hear something going on in Portland, some kind of crime. And you just talk to business owners. We talk to business owners all the time in Portland, and they all say the same thing. The homelessness is still out of control and the crime's still out of control. And, I hear that Portland PD is still kind of, still needs more staffing. And so it's just I wish Chief Day would just be honest, right? But does he have is there something else going on there? I mean, he teaches DEI to businesses and how to deal with DEI and all that kind of stuff. So is he really looking out for the truth here? Or is he just playing politics? And part of me, you're going on CNN. Come on, man. Come on. You're going on CNN. I'd love for him to go on Fox and get grilled with some tough questions. I'd love for him to sit down with us so that we can ask him some tough questions. Because at the end of the day, Chief Day, you are not being completely honest with the outlook of Portland. You said in that interview that, or you said in some interview that Portland is, it's like rebounding or something. And you said something how it's like it's in a state of renewal. And really? It's in a state of renewal. Why don't you go check your population, how many people have left Portland because of the nonsense, because of the taxes and the safety. Go look at how many businesses. Go look at how many businesses. Go look at the Lloyd Center Mall. One of the biggest malls, one of the most successful malls that Oregon has ever seen is like a ghost town. And you sit here and tell me you're in a state of renewal? It's not going to be in a state of renewal until we get some new leaders in there that will stop allowing this small group of radicals to hold the city hostage. That's the problem. We got to go. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe to the channel. Follow on X. Retweet this for someone who needs to see it. Share with them. Thank you for your support. And yeah, I really want to know what you think in the comments. Leave a comment. And that also helps this thing, the algorithm, whatever. It helps push it. So thank you so much. We'll see you on the next one.